This is Jenna Live, a somewhat popular streamer, as well as the world record holder from beating Minecraft blindfolded, and she said that I would not be able to make a Discord bot. Obviously I can't just let this stand slide, and so I actually need to go and make a Discord bot, as I will be doing in this video. She wants it so that users in her Discord will be able to type either :3 or can't, which is obviously a reference to Immanuel Kant and not a similar sounding swear word, and have so that she can have a little competition between members. So here is the plan. I make a bot which will detect messages. It will then increase a counter for that team, and then from there I will also want to be able to make it so that you can have a text command to show the current rankings and your own personal stats. How I'm going to do this is I'm going to get a moderation bot, change it a bit, so that instead of deleting a message it increases a counter, and then from there I'm going to feed it into, I'm going to have a text command to show stats, and then I'm going to plug all this into a pretty much a lobotomized economy bot to include personal stats. Okay, so as you can see now, I decided to try coding it to store everything in a database. Why did I do this? I don't know. I don't know SQL, and I eventually ended up giving up. Although not without trying, as you can see currently, I spent about an hour on it before giving up. I don't know why, but hopefully this fills the time, as it was sped up at 20,000% to make the final video. After giving up with an SQL database, I then decided to just use a txt file as the counter, and I spent a good 30 minutes trying to get this to work. As you can see here, hopefully this is going very fast. That's a job for editing me, not a voiceover me. Okay, so what is happening? So it is opening the file. It is opening the file as a read. And it opens it and assigns it to here, value.read, so it reads through it and casts it to an integer, stores it as old value. We print old value there, that's 0, that should be 0. We then close this one. Now, new score is the old score plus 1. And then we print that, which should be 1, and it's printing 1. Okay, now we open the file. I've got a .txt. As a write, we write new score and close it. So if that was the thing breaking it all, it didn't crash immediately. It worked. I've got 4 characters and it broke everything. Coding is fun. I enjoy it. Now that the counters were working, it would be trivial to make it so that there would be a leaderboard, and more importantly, stop them from spamming the same thing multiple times in a row. Of course, that is what I would say if it truly were simple. Now, the leaderboard, that was pretty easy, just basic text command. But making it so that people couldn't spam it multiple times in a row was surprisingly difficult. Not because it is, actually, but rather because I spent an hour and a half forgetting how to use global variables in Python. I don't have footage of me fixing it because I ended up quitting, coming back the next day and fixing it immediately. I don't know why, but all you need to know is that it works now, okay? I don't know why what's wrong with me or why I cannot code. Why did I think this was a good idea? Okay, so as you can see, I have done some testing. It works now. I've got it even displaying some stuff. It says what team's currently in the lead, what the scores on each of them are. As you can see, it is working correctly and displaying the right score because that number is definitely bigger than 9. It has a bunch of other stuff that's pretty useful. And now if I go here and / leaderboard, it goes and it updates. But if I were to go again There. It doesn't change because I tried saying it twice in a row. And it even it even responds with a reaction to if it counts, which is pretty cool. So this one doesn't count, so it doesn't get a reaction, and it doesn't increase that. This one does count, so it increases that and gets a reaction, which is really cool. So now, having all this done, I still wanted to have it so you could see your own personal stats. However, this unfortunately means that I need to go back to trying to do SQL. I hate databases so much, but it works, I guess. I should have a thing popping up on screen showing whatever tutorial I used on it. It's basically an economy bot, which I've removed a bunch of the functionality, so it only increases the count when you can see your thing. I should link to whoever it was. I can't remember their name, but they are very useful. A very good video, if you can get it to work. Definitely check them out. But yeah, it was painful to do, but it works now. I never want to touch SQL or databases again, but unfortunately I'll probably need to. Now, all that's left is to actually test it to see if it works. Now that I've coded it all, there's only one obvious thing left to do, and that being actually showing it off. So here I have got world record holder Jenna Live. So please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jenna Live. I'm the
cool.
Minecraft
So
world record holder.
next up, how it actually works. So if you would so kindly put in a thing in chat, a little colon through there, you can see it records. No, not records. It replies with a little react. Pretty cool. Yeah, you can feel free to do that as well if you want, and that is because of it helps if you get it right. So
Usually, yeah.
That is the bot. You can see it replies automatically. I am pretty sure it is possible to do that with custom emojis. However, I'm not smart enough to do that, so oh well. And
that's fair.
Yeah. Also, if you do /, there should be a thing on the side for the Jenna bot with a whole bunch of commands. There's 3. Ignore ping. That's just a debug command I use to make sure that the bot's actually on. There should be stats, leaderboard. You can run those however you want. They should have stats also has a member option, and you can see whatever you want. Yeah, so that is the. Yeah, so it can show the stats of individual users and also the 2 different teams. The team colon, which I will admit it does sound strange. It does sound like like an organ, but oh well. And then obviously a famous German philosopher Immanuel Kant. It formats it all nicely. Very nice, quite enjoyable. If you scroll up, it handles very big numbers. At one point I set it to like 10 quadrillion or something. It can handle big numbers perfectly fine. Yeah, so it's not going to break if it goes very, very long. I know massive community, pretty decent chance it's going to get that high.
I mean, they've never counted more than like 300, so I don't think we're going to run into issues.
Yeah, luckily it doesn't actually have a chance of it doesn't like reset if it doesn't work. Also, I would do that. Then if I try to do it 2 in a row, it doesn't count. So you can't just have one person spamming constantly, which is pretty cool. And the same thing goes for if you say can't as well. So now I've done that. Can't do that. Then yeah, feel free to have a go if you want. It also updates the stats and stuff. And also, if you do not put in an argument for stats, it just defaults to the current person. To whoever said that. So very cool, I know. And there are a few cool things about how it works as well. Main one how it works is it's like a pretty smart moderation bot plugged into a lobotomized economy bot. So if you ever did want moderation or like some kind of economy system you know, this bot could do it, and and if you were to ask me, I would say no because I'm lazy. However, you could get someone much smarter to do it. Okay, yeah, pretty cool stuff, and I think that's pretty decent. I think that's all I've got to show really. What's your opinions?
That's awesome. I have no idea how you've done any of that.
With a lot
Like
of
this-
YouTube tutorials.
The backbone of programming.
Okay, so after this is all done, the bot's done. If you want to mess around with it, I should have the link down in the description somewhere. And yeah, so for content stuff, I think I want to be able to make maybe one or two videos, maybe 3 at a push per year, simply because I've got things to do. It's still a nice hobby, and I'd like to enjoy doing it. And I'll stream whenever I can, but I cannot promise that it will be very regular or often. So if you're wondering where I am, that's the answer. Goodbye, and yeah, have a nice video, I guess. This is the outro song. Bye.